Welcome to a session on Hall effect and its applications. First, let us see the statement of Hall effect. When a piece of conductor, it may be a metal or semiconductor, which means that we can apply the Hall effect for metals as well as semiconductors. So when a piece of conductor carrying current is placed in a transverse magnetic field, an electric field is produced inside the conductor in a direction normal to both the current and magnetic field. This phenomenon is known as Hall effect, and the generated voltage is known as Hall voltage. Here you see this is a semiconductor. So a current is traveling in this direction. For this semiconductor, I applied the magnetic field in this direction. So here you observe the direction of current and magnetic field are perpendicular to each other. Due to this, a electric field is produced. This produced electric field is perpendicular to both the current and magnetic field, and this is called as Hall electric field. And this effect is called as a Hall effect. Let me explain the Hall effect in a clear manner. So consider a n-type semiconductor in which electrons have a velocity v due to current flow. Let us take a piece of semiconductor. This is n-type semiconductor and this is the p-type semiconductor. First, let me explain the Hall effect for the n-type semiconductor. In n-type semiconductor, the majority charge carriers are electrons. Let us assume this phase of the n-type semiconductor is connected to battery positive terminal, and this end of the semiconductor is connected to battery negative terminal. As this phase is connected to battery positive terminal, electron got attracted towards the battery positive terminal. In this process, the electron attains a certain amount of velocity v. So as the electron moves in this direction, a current produces in a opposite direction. So this red arrow marks represents the direction of the current. Now I applied a magnetic field in a perpendicular direction to current. So this blue bar represents the direction of the magnetic field, and the strength of the magnetic field is B bar. Due to the application of this magnetic field, electron experiences a certain amount of force BeV, which is called as Lorentz force. Due to this force, the electron got deflected towards the lower phase. In this way, large number of electrons continue to accumulate on the lower phase. Consequently, upper phase becomes more positive and lower phase becomes more negative. So when a voltmeter is connected to the this phase and this phase, it measures a potential difference or voltage. This voltage is called as a Hall voltage, and this effect is called as a Hall effect. Now, how far these electrons continue to accumulate on this lower phase? At a particular situation, as large number of electrons continue to accumulate, let us assume 10,000 electrons got to accumulate on the lower phase. Now 10,001th electron got repelled by all these electrons. At that situation, it experiences that 10,001th electron experiences a repulsive force, which means a force in opposite direction to the Lorentz force. The force is EEH. At equilibrium, EEH equal to BeV. At that situation, the electron neither move towards lower phase nor move towards upper phase. So simply it go in a straight line manner. As BeV, Lorentz force is equal to EEH, the electron does not deflect because net force equal to 0. So electron move in this straight line path. This is called as equilibrium. At equilibrium, EH equal to BeV. So here E cancels out. So EH equal to BV. So here J is the current density. Then J equal to N into E into V. We can write J as N into E into V, where N is the number of charge carriers. So from this equation, we can write V equal to J by NE. Substitute the value of V from 2 in 1. Just substitute this V value in this equation. Then EH equal to B into J by NE. The Hall effect is described by means of Hall coefficient RH. So here I am assuming that 1 by Ne as RH. This RH is called as a Hall coefficient. We are generally expressing Hall effect in terms of this Hall coefficient. Now this equation EH equal to Bj by Ne will be turned as EH equal to B into J by Ne becomes J. J means J only, and 1 by Ne, here you see 1 by Ne. equal to RH. 1 by N equal to RH. So EH equal to B into J into RH. From this we can write RH equal to EH by BJ, or RH equal to 1 by NE. So Hall coefficient equal to 1 by NE, that equal to EH by BJ. This is the expression for Hall coefficient.
Now, let me explain the Hall effect in case of p-type semiconductor. This is a p-type semiconductor. Now, let us assume this end of the p-type semiconductor is connected to battery negative terminal. This end is connected to battery positive terminal. Due to this, the majority charge carriers, holes in p-type semiconductor, are attracting towards the battery negative terminal. In this way, they will move. So, they will move towards the negative terminal. In that process, they attain the velocity v. And now, they produces a current I in the same direction as the motion of the hole. So now when I apply a magnetic field B in a direction perpendicular to the current, this hole experiences a force BeV, which is Lorentz force. Due to this, large number of holes are accumulated on the lower face. You clearly observe on the lower face of n-type semiconductor, negative charge electrons got accumulated. In a p-type semiconductor, on the lower face, holes are accumulated. Consequently, a large number of negative charges is developed on the opposite face of the semiconductor. Due to this, it produces a potential difference. If you connect a voltmeter to this upper face and lower face, it measures a potential difference or voltage. This voltage is called as a Hall voltage. And one more difference you clearly observe. Here, this is the direction of the electric field. But in p-type semiconductor, this is the direction of the electric field. So, a n-type semiconductor produces a electric field in a direction opposite to p-type semiconductor. Similarly, the voltage here is assumed as positive, and here the voltage produced is assumed as negative because there is a change in direction. This is only the difference between a p-type semiconductor and n-type semiconductor. Let us see some applications of the Hall effect. Determination of the type of semiconductor. So as I told you, the Hall coefficient RH is negative for n-type semiconductor and it is positive for p-type semiconductor. So what is the basic expression for RH? RH equal to EH by BJ. So for a p-type semiconductor, the Hall electric field developed is plus EH by BJ. If RH is positive, then that is a p-type semiconductor. For a n-type semiconductor, the EH value becomes a negative minus EH. So if RH is negative, then that is a n-type semiconductor. Next, another application is calculation of carrier concentration. We can find out the number of electrons in n-type semiconductor. We can find out number of holes in p-type semiconductor also. For example, if you take n-type semiconductor, RH equal to minus 1 by Ne. From this, we can calculate N equal to 1 by RH into E. So substitute the value of E, charge of the electron, and if you know the value of RH, Hall coefficient, you can calculate the carrier concentration. This is the another application. The next application is determination of mobility. We can calculate the mobility mu of a electron or a hole by using this formula. Sigma, conductivity of a electron, can be written as N into E into mu, where N is the number of electrons and E is the charge on the electron and mu is the mobility. From this expression, if you rearrange it, we will get mu is equal to sigma by Ne. We can write 1 by Ne as RH. So it becomes a sigma into RH. If you know the conductivity of the material sigma and if you know the value of RH, Hall coefficient of the given semiconductor, then we can calculate the mobility. Another application is measurement of magnetic flux density. So if you go to this formula, RH equal to H by Bj. If you rearrange this equation, we will get B equal to H by Rj. If you know Hall electric field, if you know RH value, if you know J value, current density value, we can calculate the B value, magnetic flux density. These are some applications of the Hall effect. Thanks for watching.